Welcome back everyone to Mud Stomp Solves, a channel where we do cardboard puzzles, 3D puzzles, block builds and anything where it's sort through all these pieces and put them together somehow, instructions or none. Today we're having a look at the World of the Great Gatsby, a jigsaw puzzle illustrated by Adam Simpson. It's a lovely looking piece, 1,000-piece puzzle. This is another one I'm doing for my wife. And yeah, let's get into having a look at it. I've already sorted the pieces out just to show you. They all came in a paper bag, which was really lovely. I've noticed a lot of these sort of quality puzzles in Australia tend to come in paper bags, interestingly. Just thought I'd quickly show you. Very minimal puzzle dust today, so that was really lovely. In addition to this, it looks like this has been produced by the Lawrence King or the Orion Publishing Group. I'm not entirely sure about these companies. I'm guessing it's in relation to something else. The puzzle is going to measure about 48.5 centimeters by 68 centimeters, or 19 by 27 inches if you're of an American ilk crowd. The puzzle comes with a lovely poster. I believe the poster is a 1-to-1 size, so we're going to get into more of that later. And in particular too, it has a great depth of interesting information about Gatsby on the back, or the book on the Great Gatsby. Excuse my pronunciation, a bit tongue-tied today. Also, if there's background noise, please excuse that. I've got washing machine, dishwasher, children and cats all around, so we'll see how we go today with that. But anyway, yeah, so I'll show you more of the back of the puzzle later in the video, but just for the information's sake. So yeah, anyway, let's have a look at the sorted pieces we've got so far. So as an obvious one, we've got edge pieces ready to go. So they look quite a nice variety, and plus a different color mix here and there. So I think they're going to be a lot of fun to put together nice and quick. In addition to that, I got into doing essentially 2 bits of building type bits, or at least what I assume they are. So these are darker pieces, which I'm pretty confident at saying that these are going to be all across the top of this building here for the most part. Maybe some of this bit up here and on the sides depending, but largely a lot of that. This other pile here, for the most part, it might be a little bit here and there, but for the most part it should be these sides and fronts to the main building, if you will, and the stairwells. We then have this pile under here, a bit buried in myself with so many piles, but you'll get there. This pile is essentially all of the fountains. So there's 4 fountains, 4 water sources, if I will. 3 fountains and a water source, a pool, lake, yeah, pool. That's basically all these. So I've basically got all the stringy bits from the fountains, and then all the yellow border bits. I also noticed that these bits here are actually more to do with this top part of the puzzle. So there'll be a bit of that out of that, but that should be fine. I then also focused on separating essentially the fireworks. I'm actually a bit surprised. Like, number one, there's a lot of them, but there's also not that many pieces. So I'm thinking this is going to be a pretty quick solve in a way. And the fireworks are sort of spread everywhere. There's some on the sort of every part of the garden. There's a lot across the top of the puzzle, so sort of all across here. So that'll get a lot of that top part of the puzzle done, I think, which will be nice. Then we have people pieces. So these are basically bits where I saw enough of a person that I thought, when I look at the puzzle or the poster, I should be able to figure out where they go, is the hope. So yeah, hopefully that'll be a good assist. And then there's sort of car bits separate from that as well. They're all sort of dark and that, so they're a bit hard to tell, and I didn't quite pick up on them very early on. So there's probably quite a few bits missing from there, but anyway, it'll be a good start. We also have greenery. So these are the ones that are mostly just green, like a little bit of feet or hand from a person, but largely just greenery. A lot of different textures. So for instance, I was able to sort of see things like this texture quite a bit that's sort of these textures, and somewhat like this. So I think overall that'll be an easy enough pile to separate. And then we've got this sort of texture now. I'm not entirely sure where that's from yet. I haven't managed to locate it, but I think, actually, there you go, it's the water. Go figure. So between the firework pieces and that separated, that should do most of the water too, so that'll be nice. And just as a quick hint, here's some things that are going to be future builds and so forth. We've also got this little pile here, which is a very small pile, unfortunately. I was hoping to get most of this sign, and I only got some of it, I think. That, or it's just a lot smaller than I'm anticipating. Going from a 2,000 piece to a 1,000 piece puzzle it's kind of a scale change, which is hard to go with. I've also got these bits, which are building pieces. So these are going to sort of go up in here, probably there and there specifically. Again, the rest of it's probably in the fireworks pile. And then there's this one, again, a nice small pile, but kind of useful, kind of not. I don't know. It's going to probably be around, this is the car accident from the book, if you're aware of it, and I can't remember what that's from. But yeah, there's 2 or 3 bits like that in the puzzle that, you know, and then there's like these little fireworky bits. So they're going to be part of that stuff, basically. And then finally, I've got a small miscellaneous tray, which is just literally pieces that didn't stand out significantly in one way or the other. And they're going to be sort of my final, put in at the end, I think. So yeah, again, going from like a 2,000 piece puzzle to a 1,000 piece puzzle, it's going to be kind of weird, I think, because scaling down like that, you just don't, I don't know how everyone else finds it, but I find it that I expect things to be a lot bigger or a lot more pieces than they are, I should say. So yeah, again, like the sign, I think is a clear example. You know, it's only slightly bigger than my finger. This is a 1-to-1 poster, I'm pretty sure. So that is probably most of the pieces there. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to build bits and pieces to begin with, as per usual. I'm probably going to go for getting these fireworks and the fountains, the sign, the cars of what I can figure out, and then probably work on the building next, and obviously the edge pieces as a line. So yeah, I'm going to see how much of this I can get done before I put it on one board and combine it as per usual. And yeah, I hope it'll sort of go well. I do notice too, like, I don't know the movie super well. But like obviously we've got a couple of spots where Gatsby appears here. And I think her name's Daisy or something. I can't remember. But yeah, you can see the significant scenes are all sort of there. I'm guessing this is probably his neighbor that's the narrator or something, at least in the Leonardo DiCaprio and Tobey Maguire version of the movie. But yeah, so anyway, it's going to be interesting. I also noted, like, for instance, here, I've seen these pieces now that I recognize it, but I hadn't looked at the puzzle yet, so, or the whole picture. So I've probably got them mixed up in like the miscellaneous and things like that because I didn't know where they were going. But anyway, similarly too, like here's another one like this smokestack. So anyway, there's a lot of interesting textures and stuff. Not a broad range of colors, so to speak, but yeah, just the textures alone, I think, are going to get me through quite a lot of it. And again, I'm hoping to get at least these fountains done early. And then if I can get the house and the fireworks and water and stuff and the edges, probably find we get close to 60-70% of it done before it's in one spot, and then I'm just piecemealing it from there. So anyway, I'll come back once I've done a bit more, and we'll see where I get to. Alrighty, so this is where we're at. It's not too bad, to be honest. I'm actually pretty happy with how much is done on it. To a large extent, it's it's just, yeah, the house is quite straightforward, which was quite nice. And yeah, these fountains didn't take too much effort, thankfully, either. Obviously, there's quite a bit of white space here still, but for the whole of it, I think that it's not too bad off. For a 1,000-piece puzzle, I'm probably close to just over halfway on pieces or something, but yeah, they're pretty straightforward piles. I mean, essentially, probably these little piles are going to be pretty easy. This is all the top of the puzzle in around here for the buildings, and there's these pieces over here, a couple of yellow bits that'll go with that. We've got the stars that are probably going to be pretty quick and easy to put in. This is water pieces, so that should fill out the top pretty nicely. This is the black path, so that's going to be down and around underneath this fountain for the most part. So I don't think that'll be too hard to fill in. And then the two main bits left, this is all the people and the car bits, which there's a lot of connections in here of what I've done already. Like you can see here, like there's bits and pieces of people already. So I think I'm going to be able to place most of that pretty quickly and easily. And then this is the greenery, and I'm probably going to do that last just because of the fact that it's all sort of ad hoc bits and pieces. But yeah, I think overall it's a really nice puzzle. The pieces are clicking together really nicely. It's been probably taken me a bit longer than I anticipated for some bits, but overall I'm happy with how, I felt I've been enjoying it, and it's been pretty, readily available to go bang, 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 that kind of thing. Honestly, the worst part is realizing the size scale difference. It is roughly a bit bigger than this poster, but again, coming down from a 2,000 piece, it's like, oh, this is only 4 pieces, not 15 or 20. So yeah, it's nice. I'm trying not to go back and forth. I noticed that in my last video, I went back and forth and over it again. But my last puzzle video, I should say. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting this finished and gluing it up. So anyway, I'm going to get into it because there's not much more to say than that, and it's just going smoothly. All right, I'll catch you on the other side. Well, and there you have it. So it was a much quicker puzzle than the 2,000 piece in the end. It's ended up being quite a lovely puzzle to do all in all. Funnily enough, I think, obviously I mentioned it a few times in the video already, but dropping down from a bigger to a smaller piece count, it's just such a mind bend trying to sort of place the sizing of everything. But aside from that, it was an absolutely beautiful puzzle. Would highly recommend it. Color-wise was great. Textures and all that, fantastic. Really easy to pick pieces and figure out where they were going and whatnot. To that end, piece shape didn't really matter, but I will say that they are sort of like they're the regular shape cut, if you will, but like the odd sizing of them, so they're not all identical and whatnot. So yeah, it's a really nice sort of pattern cut in that way. Overall, I would say that it's a beautiful puzzle. It's really well connected in that, very easy to sort of pick it up and whatnot. I'm going to actually glue this one and hang it for my wife. So yeah, she's going to get to enjoy that yet another puzzle in her office. I will say too, the poster was a bit smaller. If you can see that, it's a couple of centimeters shorter and longer and wider and all that. But that was okay. It just sort of meant that's why I had to shift between two boards at one point there. But yeah, I mean, largely it's so close to the same size. It was just really easy to use and whatnot in that regard. I will say, I was thinking about reading through this stuff on the back for you to have a look at, but what I'm probably going to do is just put pictures at the side of me now. Probably that side, I don't know. Just to sort of show what's in this writing, but just to give you a general gist of it, like for instance, they've got the number 10 next to Gatsby in the middle of the mansion there. And if you go to the number 10, it reads basically, in the mysterious figure of J. Gatsby, Fitzgerald created the quintessential self-made man who invents himself out of whole cloth and seduces the world into believing that he is somebody. At least until it snaps back to punish him for not knowing his place. A cautionary tale about money and possessions, about acquiring as a substitute for being. The novel debunks the myth of American meritocracy and its insistence that every dream can come true if we just strive hard enough, that the elite palaces of wealth and privilege will embrace us as equals. Which, from what I know of the film and all that, I suppose that rings true for me. It is a very interesting story how he's essentially trying to buy his way into the upper class, and yeah, he's not really respected for it. They enjoy his parties. That seems to be about it. I don't know. Anyway, so as I said, I'll show all of those and I'll try to put a chunk of the wording along with where it is the number in the picture and the actual picture itself, just for interest's sake. So if you want to pause and check all that out, you can. But yeah, it's a lot of interesting detail. I definitely find it just where they've got little bits and pieces of it. I have been interested. I'm just going to have a look at number 12. So number 12 is this little house on the top right that I thought might be his neighbour, the narrator. Yes, our narrator, Nick Carraway, first notices the light when he spies his neighbour in the Novorich village of East Egg, gazing at its glow as if trying to determine what share was his of our local heavens, etc. And it goes on to talk about all these other characters, obviously, too. So there's a lot of numbers there, 35 in total, a lot of details about where they link off to the different parts of the story. So yeah, just a really nice sort of puzzle, nice sort of piece set, and extra information with it. And I will say again, too, like each section was just really nice to build. It's nicely chunked up in different ways. And even when it got to the last bits, sort of placing people was easy enough. Greenery, there was a small amount toward the end, but it was fairly self-sustaining as far as where everything went. So yeah, all in all, it was just a lovely puzzle to do. So anyway, that's for this week. Next week, I am hoping to get a wooden 3D train build done. So we're going to see how that one goes. And then following that, as it is today, I'm on 299 subscribers. So by hopefully next week, I'll be up to 300. So then the following video, I'm hoping to do my 300 subscriber special. And if you've not watched my previous specials, go check them out. I had 100 and 200 subscriber specials, I think it was. At least 100. I can't remember if I did 200 or not. I think I did. Where I just did a bunch of puzzles that were that size. So this one is a bunch of 300-piece puzzles. Once I get up to larger numbers, I'll probably do less of more puzzles, but more of a bigger puzzle to match the number or something. I do have a bunch of 500-piece puzzles lined up, so that'll be ready to go when we get there, which I hope won't be too long, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, I'm just trying to get sort of a puzzle video done every second week at the moment. They were lagging a bit in between gradually, and I sort of want to get back to doing more puzzles and things, or more cardboard puzzles, I should say. And then, yeah, in between, intermittently do something a bit different as to 3D puzzles, block builds, things like that. So Yeah. Anyway, if you want to keep me going and all the rest of it, you know what to do. Subscribe, like, comment, etc. Share with your friends. And otherwise, I will catch you next week when we do that build. So yeah, that's talking about. Bye.